in Revelation chapter 6. We started out with what we called the four horsemen of the apocalypse. We dealt with the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and the pale horse. Anybody remember what the white horse was? Anybody remember the white horse? Come on, scholars. I know you gotta get your notes together. Authority. So we got the white horse, got a crown on his head, symbolizing authority, symbolizing one that goes for conquering and to conquer. During this time on the earth, now everything is focused, has left heaven, now the focus is back on earth. And now you see these four horsemen of the apocalypse coming through. And they come through and they're not playing. They're looking to destroy everything in their path. So you don't want to be here during that time. You don't want anything associated with this because they're killing folks left and right. They're wiping people out. And they have only one mission. That's to kill as many people as they possibly can. And we're going to show you why in a minute, once we get to the last horse. All right, we have the second horse, which is the red horse. What is the red horse about? Take away peace, bloodshed. It was all about bloodshed. It's all about taking away peace. You can't live at peace. When this horseman comes forth, peace is gone. You got one that's conquering everything. You got one that's taking away peace. One that's making sure you don't have a life where you're settled down. You can go to bed at night and you can sleep. Everything is hunky-dory, A-okay. No. You don't know who's going to break through, kill you that night. Because that's their mindset. No peace. No one with peace. And evil is rampant. Whatever a person imagines to do, that's what they're going to do. So if they want you dead, they're going to kill you. They have no conscience whatsoever during this time. The Holy Spirit has been taken away. He's not here anymore. So what's restraining? Nothing. Right now, there's a restrainer, the Holy Spirit, because he's still ministering to men, giving them a conscience not to do evil. He strives with them. But in Genesis 6, God said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. I'm not going to continue to strive with you. There's going to come a day and a time I'm going to leave you alone to your devices. And whatever you want to do, you can do freely. I'm not going to restrain you. You want to kill, you can kill 50 people, I don't care. I'm just going to step back and let you do what you want to do. That's a shame. That's not a great way to live. No. That's not a society that you want to be a part of. Right now, God has given us a chance. He's given us an opportunity to know who he is before he turns them over to a reprobate mind. All right, the third seal, we had the black horse. What did the black horse symbolize? What did the black horse symbolize? Huh? He had balances. Famine. Yeah. He had the balances. He was showing how much inflation. Whenever there's war, whenever there's bloodshed, whenever there's any country, you can look at countries right now, Kenya, any of those places that's going through where there's revolution, Syria, Egypt, the price of things go through the roof. You try to buy bread, you try to buy stuff for daily living. It costs you. Imagine if this is worldwide, not just in Syria, not just in Egypt. We're talking about America, we're talking about Canada, we're talking about Latin America, we're talking about all over the world. Because these horses that are going forth are spirits. And these spirits are there to take away the conveniences of man. And so now the food is scarce because we done bombed everything. We blew stuff up. We done wiped out agriculture. We done messed up lakes. We've messed up rivers. And because of it now, things aren't growing in abundance like they used to. So now you pay. And when it says a measure of wheat, that's 1 quart of wheat for a day's pay. So think about it. If you had a job, just on estimation, you had a job making $8 an hour, and you worked for 8 hours that day, how much money did you make? You made $64. Imagine a loaf of bread costing you $64 for a loaf of bread. Now, we think bread is high now, $2.95. That's nothing compared to what it's going to be then. Because why? Things are going to be scarce. Things are not going to be in abundance anymore. Because why? You still got this spirit that's conquering. You got this other spirit that's killing up everything. Now you got this spirit of famine. Because things are scarce. Because things are not in abundance anymore. The only 2 things that's in abundance was the wine and the oil. And when they say wine, we're not talking about getting drunk. We're talking about that wine that's like grape juice. It's like fresh squeezed grapes. Don't touch the grapes. Don't touch the olive oil. Don't touch them. Those were the commandments that was given to them. They couldn't touch that. Couldn't touch the olive oil, and they couldn't touch the grapes. Not at all. But everything else, they could wipe out. And that's what they did. So now you can't have ice cream. You couldn't have pizza. Your favorite foods, what you like to eat, you don't have them anymore. Because why? Bombs are dropping everywhere. People are wiping folks out. People are killing people. They're breaking in people's house, stealing their food. This is the type of atmosphere, the spirit that's going to be going forth in that day and time. And it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty. That's why you have to make sure you have a relationship with Christ. Now, you don't want to go through this because you might be one of the ones that die. Look at seal number 4. We had the pale horse. What did the pale horse stand for? Death. 1/4 of the population. And we went through and we said the population right now is about 6.2 billion people on the earth. 1/4 of that. We're talking about 1.6 billion people. Billion. Not million. Billion people wiped out. Just like that. Just by these 4 horsemen. And right behind death was hell. So everybody that death took, hell got them. So what did that tell you about the state of the mind and the heart of these people? They're not righteous. And they were dying left and right. And they weren't going to a party. They were going to hell. Tortured. Death was right there on his horse, and hell followed right behind. There's a sequence. One conquering, one shedding blood, taking away peace, one with famine, and then right behind that is death, and right behind that is hell. They're not playing. God is not having a hissy fit. He's letting man do exactly what man wanted. Man wanted a world without God. He said, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to step back, and you can have it. Now, see what you do. And you will see the true character of man. When you reject Jesus Christ as Lord and as Savior, you're living a deadly life. Because now you're inviting this spirit of Antichrist to come and to take over. And that spirit is not good. We think it's great. Oh, it's wonderful. No, it's not. Satan comes for 3 things. Steal, kill, destroy. Tell me there's anything good about those 3 things. John 10 tells you that's the only 3 things that he does. Steal, kill, and destroy. There's nothing good about that. So how could you say that's rejoicing? In the same verse, Jesus said, but I came that you might have life, and you might have life more abundantly. That's diametrically opposed. They're not the same. Christ wants you to have abundant life. Satan wants to kill you. So why would you serve him? Why would you give yourself to him? Why would you think he has something so great to offer you? He has nothing great to offer you. What he offers you is temporary. And all of that is going to be wiped out. Because a world without God means that Satan has full charge. And look what he's doing. He's conquering, wiping out with famine, shedding blood, killing up 1/4 of the population. Really? How was that blessing? It's not a blessing. That's not what he can do. He doesn't. He destroys life. He doesn't give life. He destroys it. And that's what he's going to do. So now we get to the 5th seal. In this 5th seal, we begin to see, and that's here in verse 9, in chapter 6, verse 9, we get to the 5th seal. Now we get to the 5th seal, and we begin to see the altar. What is the altar for? It's for 2 things. What is the altar? Is for 2 things. Somebody tell me what those 2 things are. What is an altar for? Like we have an altar here, that symbolic altar, but an altar. When the Jews built the tabernacle, and then when they went and put and placed that in the temple, there was 2 primary purposes for the altar. Now in Christian churches, we just brought this for us in our denominational theology. But the early Christian churches, they didn't have altars. There was not a place where you went for an altar, because that was not believed that you could do that. Not in the early Christian churches. Because your altar was your heart. That's where you fellowship with Christ, in your heart. So they didn't have a physical place for you to go and to do anything, because they believed that that was, sacrilegious to think that a physical place like that could exist. But in the Jewish temple, they had 2 altars, and they served 2 purposes. What do you think those purposes are? Anybody? Come on, talk to us. Sacrifice is one. What did you say the second one was? It's a part of. You're almost. Anybody else?